Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable.
The Indian pharmaceutical sector is the third largest in the world in terms of volume and is expected to grow at about 15% per annum over the next 3 years. Innovation and low costs of manufacturing are clear advantages that India offers in the global space. And one company that saw these advantages 2 decades ago was Mankind Pharma. Hello and welcome to Mankind Pharma Presents Health for All. On the show today, we are putting the spotlight on this company that started out as a small family-run enterprise and went on to become present in over 15 countries around the world. One of the homegrown heroes in Indian pharmaceutical sector has not only built a formidable empire in a short span of time, but has creditably done so with an underlying commitment towards a healthier India by providing accessible and affordable health care. With more than 14,000 employees and a wide range of products positioned across 14 therapeutic areas, Mankind Pharma has made a name for itself as a game changer in the Indian market. And to give us more insights into the Mankind Pharma story, we are now joined by Mr. Juneja, who's the founder and chairman of the Mankind Group. Welcome to the show, sir. Thank you so much for joining us today. Let's start at the very beginning. When you started out your journey as an entrepreneur, you began your journey as a medical representative and then you went on to become an entrepreneur who's now running a business worth thousands of crores of rupees. So when you look back, what were those top 4 or 5 milestones in this journey?
You know, in 1984, I left my job with Lupin and started a company by the name of Bestochem. It was a closely held company of the family, but somehow as things go on, in 1994 we left Bestochem, and 2 of my brothers and 1 my nephew, they started Mankind in 1995. So you must be aware that we had a very small funding, say around 5 million rupees. So starting a company with 5 million rupees, even in those days, was not a joke. So as the things happened, you know, there were certain compulsions that we couldn't go to the bigger markets right from the beginning. So we started from the smaller towns like tier 2, tier 3 and even rural areas. We perhaps thinking that the cost effectivity would be more in our favor. So that's what, you know, Mankind started, and it was to our good luck, to our fortune, that was a good thing to happen for us. And gradually, from the bottom of the pyramid, we started growing. And say in 2004-05, we were almost a all India-based company. In 2005, we started another division by the name of Lifestar, and thereafter we kept on launching new divisions because the product portfolio increased. So managing total product portfolio of 1,000 products would be very difficult for a division. So now we have 5 divisions in pharma and 1 in OTC. So 6 divisions we have in whole.
You just spoke about the bottom of the pyramid and you started out with focusing on the bottom of the pyramid. Today, how much of your focus is still on the bottom of the pyramid?
So it's still the same. The intensity is the same. But you know, since we had a few number of people, you know. But now we support the largest field force in India. So we are everywhere. Now you can say in the village of UP or in Bihar or Odisha and Mumbai, Delhi, Calcutta, right, everywhere we are.
And what would you say are your core mission and values as far as Mankind Pharma is concerned?
Core mission is to attain a top position in pharma, domestic pharma industry. If not number 1, at least amongst top 3 in few years to come. And the second mission, which is by the most important, that affordable medicines at par excellence quality.
Right.
Until the quality is there, affordability has no value.
How do you ensure that quality does not suffer when you cut prices?
No, we have a big R&D in Manesar near Gurgaon. So we have close to 300 scientists working there day and night. And they ensure that we pass on the quality product to the masses. And as far as economy is concerned, pocket friendly concerned, I must say one thing. I should emphasize on this, that we are also earning profits out of that. It's not merely that pocket friendly doesn't mean that our profits may be less than other pharmaceutical companies, but they are there.
So over the years, tell us how the brand has evolved, and have you introduced many more sub-segment products? Which are the ones that are most lucrative for
So
you?
we have a number of divisions, but we are been successful. Say 85% of our products are doing good.
So which ones would you say are the best sellers?
Best sellers, you can say Manforce, both condoms and tablets. You can say we have a Moxie kind CV, and we have a Neurokind, which is a vitamin product. Prega News in OTC. We have almost monopolized that product.
You've been focusing on cardiovascular and anti-diabetes drug categories for some time now. How do you ensure that your pricing is better than that of multinationals, and what is the difference really like?
So in some cases 400%, in some cases 300%, in some cases 200%. It's a very common thing you find, comparison you find in the market.
If you were to look at the government's performance over the last, say, 15-20 years that you've been in business, what sort of pricing control has benefited companies like yours, and going forward, what do you think the government's vision should be?
It has benefited to us, because most of the time when the price reduction took place in any of the molecules, we hardly suffered. We suffered, say, but on the basis that if any policy comes, say 1%. But most of the cases, we are as good as nothing has been done on the part of us. We're changing the prices and this, because our prices are already in the lower side. And going forward, I think government should only take one thing into account, that quality. Because to run a plant, to make a good plant, you need to have 50 crore rupees investment. And also big laboratory and all that. I think government should give some benefits to those companies, those who really produce quality medicine and also employ more and more number of people.
Talking of the government's initiatives, the Make in India initiative, the Skilling India initiative, how is Mankind Group contributing to that, given that pharma is a sector in focus for
we have close to 14,000 people working, and we have all state-of-the-art manufacturing facilities. So some are commissioned, some are going to come after 6 months, or few of them are going to start their production shortly. And also we have very old factories, and we are close to about 20 units in Ponta Sahib, Haridwar, and one is coming up in Sikkim. And again, good R&D, which is in the expansion mold and the Baltic plant.
And is there a lot of focus on training and upskilling your workers?
We have our training center here. And Kushambi in Ghaziabad, I think it's throughout the month, close to 200 people either getting training as a new people joining us or refresher courses.
So over the next couple of years, what's your vision for the company? Where do you want to take it in terms of both revenue as well as other goals?
Revenue, I think another 2 to 3 years time will be close to 7,000 crore rupees revenue wise. And our goals would always remain that we should be famous for 2 things: pocket friendly and the quality. Nobody could challenge us on quality. That's what my motive is. Because I take all those medicines which are manufactured in my plants. Whenever prescribed to me.
And Mankind Group has had the philosophy of serving life. So tell us a little more about that philosophy, how it percolates down into the organization.
In the organization, I think sense of belongingness is too great in my company. I'm really proud of it. The people work very hard because of the fact that even small problems are taken care of. And when they face big problems, health problems, our company supports right from PM to everybody.
Thank you so much for joining us on the show, sir. We're going to take a short break at this point, but stay with us because on the other side, we'll be talking about innovation and the global market approach that Mankind Group has displayed. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Mankind Pharma has carved out a niche for itself in the pharmaceutical industry, and it has been able to do so thanks to the state-of-the-art manufacturing facilities at Paonta Sahib in Himachal Pradesh and the rigorous quality checks that every single product has to go through before reaching the end consumer.
So most of our formulation facilities are based out of Paonta Sahib, which is in Himachal Pradesh. We have about 14 to 15 facilities in Himachal Pradesh, Paonta Sahib, where we manufacture all our dosage forms, right from tablet capsules to ointments, liquid orals, injectables, oral films. So in all of these facilities, we manufacture about 70 to 80% of the products that we sell in the Indian domestic market.
To address India's healthcare challenges, the company is developing indigenous technologies in its R&D centers in Manesar that aim to make quality treatment more accessible to masses, improve and extend the lifespan of patients around the world, and more importantly, achieve these goals at reduced costs to the end user.
Our R&D center in Manesar is, we started about 4 years back. It's spread across 85,000 square feet of area, where we develop our formulations which we sell in the domestic market, where we do all our analytical development, our development on biosimilars. We are also working on 2 candidates for new chemical entities. We have a large commercial testing laboratory here, where we test all the products which are manufactured at our facilities or outsourced facilities in India. So all those products, before we sell them in the market, they are brought to this commercial testing laboratory, tested here first, whether the product are compliant as per the necessary quality parameters before we release them in the domestic market.
Innovation is the bedrock of the pharmaceutical industry. To understand how Mankind Pharma is staying abreast of the latest cutting-edge technological innovations, we are now joined by the Managing Director of the company, Mr. Sheetal Arora. Thanks for joining us on the show today. And to begin with, you've been associated with Mankind Pharma from its very beginning. Tell us a little bit about how your journey has been and what would you say are the key milestones that the company has achieved?
We have started at a very young age. In 1995 when Mankind was launched, I was just pursuing my graduation. During those years, my family wanted that I should join the company since the inception of the company. But which I was not ready for, which was very tough for me. But being a family business, they have thrown me into the business, and initial year was very tough, but I know I cannot escape from that because at that time my uncle was my boss, my mother was my boss. And when I used to come back home after working, then my mother used to ask what you did, how many doctors you met today. So I know it was a difficult to escape from that business, but ultimately I have joined the business, and after 8-9 months, when I've seen some of my colleagues, some of my seniors from the college, they completed the graduation. After graduation, they are jobless, they are searching for a job, and they still ask money from their parents, pocket money from their parents. Then I realized the importance of the work, and from that day I was 100% involved in the job, and I started enjoying my work.
So over the last 2 decades, what would you say are the key milestones that Mankind Pharma has achieved?
Key milestone is that the Mankind is now the #1 ranked company on prescription per doctor per month. The maximum number of prescription all across the country is of Mankind. Mankind is now 4th ranked company as per the ORG-MS as per the volume base. So we got many awards, and Mankind from zero, it has come to now this year the revenue would be 5,000 crore rupees. So many milestones, these are some of the milestones of the company.
According to you, what are the 3 factors that have helped Mankind Group herald a whole wave of innovation in the pharma industry?
We ensure the best quality at affordable prices. This is one of the major factors for Mankind. And second thing is our field force is very strong. One of the hardest working people in pharma industry. And third, continuous research and development.
The company has often slashed prices of a lot of drugs that are sold at much higher prices by multinationals, and you've been facing questions around quality. So how are you keeping up with the quality at low prices?
See, the prices of bulk drug has gone down. In internal market it has gone down drastically, and over the period of time it is coming down. So we are passing those benefits to the patient, but many of the companies, they are not passing those benefits to the patient, and it was initially there was a question mark on us whether the quality is good because the prices are economical, and psychologically it's the same. If suppose one product is costing 100 rupees, another product is costing 50 rupees, then being a common human being, it's the psychological that why this is 50 rupees, why other one is expensive. So initially it was tough for us to convince those doctors, but by the time we are able to convince those doctors about the quality of the brand, we were the first company who slashed down the prices, because I told you earlier that Mankind means serving life. As per our philosophy, since day one, the motto of the company is that our medicine should be available in all the rural area. At the same time, the medicine should be economical, because since last so many decades, this is a basic problem in healthcare sector, affordability. In recent budget also, government has extended the healthcare budget, but still if you compare with countries like Kenya, Sri Lanka, those Myanmar, those still the healthcare budget is far behind those as compared with those countries.
Tell us a little bit about the dermatology products that you offer and what's the kind of opportunity that you see there.
See, Mankind is one of the top dermatology company in India. So we have an antifungal range, we have a complete antifungal range, and whatever the brands we have in antifungal range, like Candy Force, Termina Force, New Force, they fall in number 1 category as per the IMS in their respective segments. So and derma market is also very growing at a very fast pace. So our main focus that yes, we should enter in medical dermatology segment as well as in cosmetic segment.
Tell us a little bit about your focus on emerging markets, especially Asia and Africa.
See, around 5 years back, we have started one country called Sri Lanka. So in Sri Lanka, right now our revenue is 25 crore rupees, and in last year only we have expanded our marketing in some Southeast Asian countries and some East African countries like Kenya, Zambia, etc. So from this year onwards, what we are doing, we are expanding our portfolio as well as we are increasing our field force in those countries. But the vision of the company is in those markets like Southeast Asian and East African countries, by 2020 we should get a revenue of 100 crore rupees.
Mankind Pharma would like to be known as a global MNC from India. So you have an employee base of around 14,000 people across the board. So how do you match up to that cultural change within the company, the MNC culture? Are you bringing that in as well?
No, I feel that our culture is one of the best culture in India in pharmaceutical company. Right now we have a base of 14,000 people, and we are very employee friendly company. We give lucrative incentive to the employees, and we try to give them internal promotion. We try to motivate them by giving them internal promotion. As a policy of the company, they should be promoted internally in the company.
Right. And what's your vision for the company for its growth over the next couple of years?
The vision of the company, by 2021, Mankind should become number 1 company of India. Mankind should become number 1 company of India, and by 2030 the vision is that our US market should give a revenue of 1,000 crore rupees.
Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. Well, with that, it's a wrap on this Spotlight episode. Mankind Pharma presents Health for All. Hope you enjoyed the journey of this formidable pharma giant. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, it's goodbye.
Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.